You're listening to 90 Day Fiancé Fridays.
Hey now, everybody. Welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Fridays on a Sunday, aka Monday.
Hello.
Hey.
What's good?
Hi.
I'm the reason we're late. My apologies.
Yeah, it wasn't me this time, guys, so.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I'm not late because I got my period today, so.
Oh. Is
Oh,
there a sound effect for that one?
congratulations.
And why is everyone high-fiving me for that? That's funny.
Congratulations. This is what you wanted, right?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
Okay, good.
Hey. There we go. That's your sound effect.
Ah!
Kids are both,
Anyway,
so don't do that.
Anyways.
how was tonight's episode?
There was some good information in this episode.
Yeah.
So we were thrupleless tonight, so I'm assuming that there's not a lot of footage because we know what happened at the end, right? They showed us a preview of them breaking up, basically. So we know it's not going to work. So now I'm wondering how much footage that they have, because obviously they're going to go to Mexico and they're going to go see her, and then while they're in Mexico, things are going to go left, and Amani, I'm sorry, is going to say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, which has been basically a true statement throughout time, right? It hasn't really changed. People have really struggled to do that, but you really can't do that.
True. So is your premonition that this is going to be the couple where they get phased out quick because it just goes nowhere?
Yeah, or they're gonna like skip a few episodes. Like we won't get them back until like episode 5, and or they might try to stretch it out by skipping episodes in between. I don't know how because they were the flagship couple, right? When they started advertising and doing promo for the season, it was the throuple. So I don't know if they'll phase them out early or they'll stretch it out. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I don't think they have a lot of footage because I watched Seeking Sister Wife and Seeking Brother Husband. None of these situations work out for the long term. The idea of these people doing this, they like the idea of it, but none of it actually works out. Like there's very few people that have made that polyamorous situation work out.
True. Let me ask you about Mina, the French chick.
What would you like to know?
I think, you saw my tea on her. So then my question to you is based on tonight's episode, are you getting any like strippery vibes, former strippery vibes from her at all?
Yes, I'm getting former stripper vibes, not necessarily former stripper vibes, but like um sugar baby, sugar daddy vibes or gold vibes. Like I kind of got that from the beginning, but I'm just gonna be real, okay? I'm just gonna say something that might offend some people right off the bat. She's not hot enough for me to be like a stripper. Like, I'm just gonna say it, okay? I'm just saying it, Coco. I'm just saying it. So
Okay.
come for me if you want, but
Well, I mean, there are ugly strippers.
well, I don't marry the ugly strippers and move them into my
Yeah, that's
house.
true.
Like, I don't know.
In my tea though, it was like 8 years ago, so maybe she hit the wall since
Well,
then.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
she's 34, so in stripper years, that's like what 174. So
Ouch!
she definitely.
Damn!
Knives out.
Well, I'm just saying.
Ah!
She's definitely aged out of the sexy stripper phase. She's not there anymore. And, watching it and I'm looking at her and I'm just like, her wig is not so great. I'm just like, I'm trying to understand, and then we found out tonight she has a 9-year-old son that she's leaving in Paris so she can move in with Mark. And it's giving a lot of deja vu because, this started with Larissa. Larissa left her kitties back home in Brazil, and then we got Jasmine's situation where she left her one, possibly two, possibly three children back in Panama and never looked back, and now she's starting a new family. And this is kind of what Mina's doing. She's leaving Clayton back home and she's got another baby already, and then she's talking about having another baby, And it's like, well, what about
Mhm.
this 9-year-old? You know, like, what? Because a lot of people are saying if you would have done the paperwork all at once, you should have gotten everything all at once. Again, I don't know that. I don't work in immigration. I don't know how any of this shit works. But it's odd to me that her paperwork and the daughter's paperwork came through at the same time, but the son's paperwork did not.
Yeah, that's very fishy. I don't buy that
Well, right. If
storyline.
you filled everything out at the same time and you can
Yeah,
prove paternity, this is your child, I feel like everything would be processed. When they processed Mina's
yeah.
paperwork, they would have processed all of her children's paperwork at the same time, right?
No, yeah, because with the Jasmine thing, we kind of discovered that storyline angle where it's like it's bullshit. Because yeah, when you do the paperwork, it's not like when you fill the paperwork, you don't. It's not like don't list your children, so you're gonna list your children at the same, off Jump Street.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I don't buy that storyline
It
of like,
makes me question what her intentions are because she said something weird tonight on the show. She was like, maybe I'll stay here 6 months. And I was like, and where would you go? You know, like, it's like, where
mhm.
would you go? Like, if you're not going to stay with Mark, with him, like, where exactly are you going to go? Because here in America, we have standards for our strippers. Where are you going to be dancing at? The landing strip? You know, like,
Oh,
I ain't paying.
Well, I mean, she could be dancing at Little Darlings here in Vegas.
What is the clientele like there?
Um, well, currently, if you go past their sign, they say lap dance is cheaper than eggs. So,
Cheaper
mhm. What
egg?
she could
a
she
lap dance is cheaper than a dozen eggs.
So, like, less than $12. That
I mean, it's actually a really not. I wouldn't say it's nice, but it's as far as it's kind of high end ish.
So you're saying that Mina would be dancing there?
I mean, they also have a sign that says we only have 10% ugly strippers, so
Mhm.
Oh, so they have like a, what do you call that? A
a variety.
diversity, a diversity.
Mhm.
So they got
Yes,
their pretty people, and then they gotta have at least one ugly girl to even it out. Is that what they do?
Or
yes,
Oh,
yes.
or
There's
or
actually a sign that says it.
wow.
or
I
or
know.
or maybe like Mina could go into business with Jasmine and start their own strip club in Clearwater, Florida, and call it Deadbeat Moms.
I mean,
Oh,
that's very fitting. And then Sophie can be the bottle service girl because she's far too ugly to be a dancer.
oh my God.
Knives
I
out. Say-
No, okay, but
Shit.
you guys, like, no, because like her weave or whatever the extension she has that she looks like she got from Party City, they be like, no, sorry,
Yeah, that
you can't even be bottle
she could do
service.
bottle service because
Yeah,
Mhm.
nobody's gonna want to watch her dance with her weight.
no, maybe she could be like the Coke girl.
Yeah, if you need like a line of coke, you would go to her and she'll, and you can
Exactly.
do it off of her fake ass. So
Yeah, exactly.
I, I don't. This whole
Oh,
storyline with her is
mhm,
weird though. Like I'm trying to understand like what her end game is. Like I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to be with Mark. I think she's trying to have as many kids with Mark as possible to get him on the hook for child support. I think that's the goal, I believe, because she wants to come over here and live her best life. And I think her best life is not being married to him, but her best life is
mhm,
collecting spousal and child support from him. So I think she's coming
mhm,
over here. She's gonna get knocked up a few times, and then she's gonna find the real dude, kind of like Jasmine. You know, her and Jasmine have a lot in common, actually. Kind of like Jasmine. She's gonna
mhm,
find the real guy that she wants to bang, and then she's gonna leave. So I think I think that's what her deal is, but I'm still trying to figure it out. Also, somebody told me that her on her Facebook page, there's some people with her same last name that are living in, I can't remember what country, but they're not from Paris because she said that she was born and lived in Paris her whole life. But someone investigated, found her Facebook page, and they said that there's some people that look like her sisters or family members that have the same last name as her, and I think they're from Angola. I don't remember where they told me it was, but they were still living in that country. So I'm beginning to think that she's giving us some BS of a.
mhm,
I think that she moved to Paris. She probably became a stripper, and now that she's aged out of the stripper life, she's trying to trap her a nice little rich white pilot. And I
mhm.
think that's the next phase in her scam, right? I think that's where she's going along with.
Yeah, Gina says Angola.
Yeah, Angola. So
I've never heard of it.
it's a country. I've
I've,
heard like
Oh.
I've heard of it.
it's also the name of a famous prison, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Lovely.
Angola. So I know it, but she said on the show tonight, she's like, I've lived in Paris my whole life. And that raised
Mm.
my eyebrow a little bit. I was like, I don't think you have.
Yeah, maybe
But
because maybe it's because for the storyline, it's hotter if she's like a Parisian chick versus a Angolan chick.
it you would think so. But again, she's not that hot to me. I don't
Yeah.
know. So Coco, do you find her hot? I'm just curious. Do you think Mina's hot? But
I think
judging
everyone
by
has
your
different
tone,
tastes.
And like I think she's hot if you're like a pilot at like 30,000 feet and she's like on the ground. Yeah, she's pretty hot.
Shabooty.
yeah, because I was like, I
Okay,
wouldn't
hold
even.
on. Hold on. Hold on. I mean, like, she's okay. Am I allowed to say this? Oh God, no.
We could
Okay, never
always
mind.
edit
I
it
I
out.
was about to say something, but then I saw a different picture of her, and I was like, oh my God, she kind of looks
Like she kind of.
if
Oh.
Octavia Spencer
Mm.
and
Um.
a car accident victim had a baby.
Oh.
I mean, look,
Okay, that was a little harsh. That was a little harsh. At first, I was like, "Oh, she's like the Wish version Naomi Campbell," but then I was like,
No,
"Oh
that's
no, I
actually
do."
that's good.
no, that's actually pretty good. I like
That's
that.
actually better.
Yeah, like Timu version though, like Timu.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, she's like the Timu version of Naomi Campbell.
if
Yeah,
I
she's like
was,
Naomi Campbell's soup, but the great value version.
yeah,
Oh my God.
if I
And I'm
was,
sorry, he's not even hot.
Who, the pilot?
Yeah.
well, he doesn't
Uh,
have. He's a rich pilot. That's the thing when it works with
mm.
the sugar daddy, sugar baby. Doesn't really
Mm.
matter what the guy looks like. Remember, where I keep bringing up the Anna Nicole Smith situation, right?
But it's
Like,
fun. I know, but it's so funny she's like a pilot because I know so many pilots who are like sugar babies. So it's fits the bill.
Boy, is he
well,
not old enough for you or something? Or
Me, no, he's only 58.
uh,
that's pretty old. He's got like kids your age, damn near. Like he's pretty old, right? That should be enough
He's yeah, sure.
for a
Why
pilot.
not?
He's young because pilots fly well into their 60s. Because
Oh yeah, I know.
he's for a
I
pilot.
mean, they're even to the 70s.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable with a 78-year-old flying me around the air, but they do.
I do.
They work they work well into their late age. But I don't know. I'm not even
mm,
trying to be mean or anything. She's just if I
Right.
in my bank account for a woman, it wouldn't be for her. Okay.
mhm.
Right. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, but yeah, maybe she has a nice personality. We don't know all the stuff, yeah, details. Yeah, maybe she's just like a really nice person. And I'm sorry, it's not like he's fucking Jeff Bezos money. He's not fucking, CEO, White Chief of Staff Leah McGarry money. He's a pilot.
Mhm.
He has a nice house, and he has one of those little. I call those small planes drones because
Yeah.
those planes are so unstable. Like a swift wind is gonna just knock you clean out of.
Yeah.
Like I don't do drones. That's for Amazon delivery. So I don't
Mhm.
do that. But he's got his little business going on, and he's flown presidents and stuff. But I figured it out. He doesn't fly his planes. He flies their planes.
Mhm.
So none of our leaders are flying around in those little drones. They're flying in their actual planes. So I figured that part out too.
True. All right, let's switch gears to the Persian guy and Stevie.
Oh, so yeah, he got here and he was shocked at the American flag intact flying out the window, which
I'm sorry, but that made me laugh so fucking hard. I know that's awful, but I
Like,
was just
okay,
like, oh my
I
God.
wonder though, like I wonder if like the producer
There's no
asked.
way they didn't put him up to that shit.
Yeah, I feel like the
There's no
producer was
way.
like, "What do you think of this like American flag?" And then he's like, and then he gave like a cliche answer just to impress the producer.
Yeah,
So
100%. I'm just
Cap,
like, that's the first thing that comes out of your mouth.
so Captain posted the caption that he was like shocked at how there was an American flag outside his window, and I replied to her and I was like, "No, he's fighting the urge to not set it on fire."
Mhm.
Which was a joke. I was joking,
Yeah,
guys. He wasn't actually doing that. I was just trying.
Yeah.
he's very articulate and smart. It seems like, so he's not
He
like
speaks excellent English,
yeah.
and I was very shocked at how he could express himself in a good, like, I'm not saying that the Muslim guys that we get on the show are not intelligent, but they're usually very basic men,
Mhm.
right? They don't
Yeah,
have like any intellectual value to them. They're just like, oh yeah, put on your hijab and cover up and do what I say. They're very basic. He definitely seems a little more intricate than the typical Muslim dude we get on the show. I did notice that.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
so
you know what's
how long do
what's
you
funny though? Huh?
until how long do you think until he's got her dressing in burqas? Or do you think he
No. I don't think he gives a fuck about all that.
really?
Yeah.
What's his end game? Because he's over here, it's a possibility if he ever goes back home he'll get arrested. So does he really want to be with her? Like what's his end game?
Yeah, I think he wants to be with her, but yeah, like though just so like one thing I don't know how it affects him as far as like his age, but one thing too though is like I know like there's like I don't know what it's called, but it's like the required like military service for men or something. So it's like if he maybe he'd already did it, but if he didn't do that, if he was in the States and he had never did like the military service, and then when he went back, that would be another thing that would like make us they would force him to stay there if he never did the military service thing.
Wait, do they still do drafts over there? Like the forced military?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not like a giraffe, but yeah, they do the forced military thing for like men.
Oh. Oh, so yeah, maybe he's running from the draft type situation. Like as long as he's not there, they can't force him to serve. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanna be hopeful and optimistic of the situation, but I just don't know. Like I feel like Stevie might be the only normal cast member so
Hmm.
far. Like she's the closest to normal of people that I've seen on the show so far. Everybody else, there's something weird about them. She's pretty normal. Her bridge thing, I actually was talking about that on Twitter. I really relate to the bridge thing. I actually grew up in Louisiana, and there's a bridge, the Lake Pontchartrain Bridge, and there's this bridge that went into New Orleans. It was like 40 miles long.
Hmm.
I know exactly what she's talking about, and I'm terrified of bridges. So
Hmm.
I totally get that. And in Ohio, there was this bridge called the Valley View Bridge, and it was like 350 feet in the air, and it was really high up. And I remember in a snowstorm, there was an accident, and a car and an 18-wheeler collided, and they both fell off the bridge, and they fell like 400 feet to the ground. So like I understand the bridge situation. I'm terrified of them. I hate them, and I try to avoid them at all costs. So I
Hmm.
understood that.
True. Although I featured a tweet into our thing, which I think is like accurate.
We need to educate people
I mean, really, we do.
aren't regular Muslim guys. The government doesn't represent the people. And in Iran, on burqas aren't a thing. Most Iranians could give a shit about Islam. It's the effed up government. Let's not put let's not be home in the same boat. So wait, they're not strict Muslims in Iran?
Well, it's like the guy like it's like whether you are or not, it's like the government forces you to cover up your hair. So it's like you don't have a choice. But yeah, so a lot of the
Well,
people in the country don't give a fuck
he
about the
did
religion necessarily.
mention that you would get arrested.
Yeah, so like a lot of it is just like forced. It's all like the forced laws and shit. Like for example, like if you're like a basketball stadium, you can't be hanging out with women and shit in a basketball stadium or something. You know what I mean? Like there's different weird laws. But yeah, and most people, if it was up to them, they'll be hanging out with women at a basketball stadium, and they, you know what I mean. So it's like it's very strict like that, but it's not based on the people; it's based on the government.
So they're saying that they're not regular Muslim guys. So what's a regular Muslim guy? Is a regular Muslim guy the people that we're used to seeing on the show? That
Yeah, like the cliches that are on the show are like are all hardcore. But like we're saying that the Persians, they're not like that. They don't give a fuck really.
Well, he's never mentioned anything about how she dresses, or he did make a comment though when they were driving through New Orleans because there was a chick, wearing short shorts, and he was like, "Do women dress like that, or do they walk around like that at night?" And I was like, "Oh, here we go again with what women are doing." So I was worried if that was like a segue into his, "Oh yeah, why
Hmm.
you don't need to be doing that or whatever." But
No, no, I think it's more of a culture shock because there, if you were walking around with booty shorts, you'd be arrested.
oh, he should come to Florida. Everybody's walking around shorts and bra tops, and you go to Walmart and all the girls are wearing bra tops. Like
Hmm.
he would have a stroke. Here, like, that's just how it is. And in LA it's even worse. You basically just see butt cheeks everywhere. They're wearing thongs in public. So yeah, he would literally have a stroke.
Yeah. Well, what's funny though is like one thing is it's more of like an inside joke, but like with the Persian accent, a lot of Persian Americans they say like instead of like school, for example, they would say like S school, same way as like S Scott. So I'm always surprised he says like Stevie, but he doesn't say S Stevie.
Well, like I said, his English is extra good. Like
Hmm.
extra good. Like, I don't know what his background is, like what his education or it is or whatever, but he speaks English almost better than the American cast members. So I was taken back by
Hmm.
that because speaking, like, look at Adnan. Adnan, his English, he for some reason talks like a 4-year-old cartoon character, but also his English is really muffled. But Mahdi's English is almost better than mine. So like I said, I don't know how he was educated, who taught him, or if he's self-taught or whatever, but it stands out to me.
Hmm. Yeah, good. Well, she was. I'm sure his English was good before he took her class, but she was also his English teacher as well.
Yeah, I feel like that's just a way for these guys overseas to start flirting with girls. Because isn't that what
True.
Pedro? That's how he met Chantel. She was supposed to teach him English, and let's be like 100% real. Pedro's English is still bad. Like, I just think
Hmm.
that they just use that as a way to flirt with girls. They're like, "Oh, teach me English," and they're just basically getting you on the FaceTime so they can flirt with you. I think that's like, just like a guy is a personal trainer because he's really an escort. I think that's just
Hmm.
it's a cover up.
Yeah. True. Okay, I'm switching around because like it's pretty late. But what did you think of the man child Italian guy?
Oh, so everyone online, this is Debbie and Colty 2.0, right? That's
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God.
yeah.
Seriously, though, they
It's
are.
Debbie and Colty
Mm-hmm.
2.0. He's got no. Well, it's a little different though because Colt was paying the bills in that house and Debbie was retired. So this guy Gregory is living with his mom and he doesn't really have a full-time job. He's a kind of a plumber, kind of a baker, and then I wouldn't eat anything he baked because he doesn't look sanitary. Like, he was letting the dough touch his face.
Oh, and then he had like pit stains.
Yeah, and then he was delivering bread in like a Walmart plastic tote. And then when the lady opens the door, he touches the bread with his bare hands after he was driving. So yeah, I wouldn't buy anything from this dude.
No, no, that's a food safety issue, I
The
think.
First of all,
Mm-hmm.
why would you put bread in a plastic Walmart tote? Like, why?
I have that scares
Um,
me. That scares
Did you
me.
see next week he's gonna show up to the airport to pick up
Oh my God.
Joan, and he's holding a piece of bread in his hand? It's not
Yeah.
wrapped.
Yeah, I saw that. He's like a Game of Thrones character or something.
Yes, and
Oh my
Like
God.
I was
I
like, have
Hodor or
you
yeah.
something.
heard of foil paper or like Ziploc bags? Like, why are you just always
Like,
walking around
dude,
with
what
food?
are you doing?
I
Yeah, what was the name of the guy on Game of Thrones? Like Hodor, like hold the door,
Yes,
Hodor.
Yeah,
Hodor.
hold on.
He's
Yes.
like Hodor.
I
Just
can't
trying.
with I can't. He's so unsanitary. He makes me. Oh, but he also lost 200 pounds. So
Hmm.
you know,
Oh, well, good
I
for
watched
him.
my 600 pound life. That is a huge accomplishment. So
Hmm.
I definitely think that that's very impressive. He dropped the 600 pounds. He could probably drop more if he would be a little more clean and wash his hands and be a little more safe with the cooking. Because I ain't eating nothing that he cooked because I just don't trust his. I don't trust his hygiene.
Hmm. How long until he's gonna start selling baked goods online to his fans?
Oh, you mean getting people extremely sick? Probably right after his fourth or fifth episode. I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
he's gonna go on Cameo first, and then he's gonna start going live on Instagram, and then he's gonna try to start shipping bread to people, but he's not gonna wrap it in anything. He's just gonna
No, he's actually gonna do an OnlyFans, but it's gonna be called Only Yeast. And he's gonna be posing nude with, like, long loaves of bread, different types of bread from different countries. I'm a marketing genius, I know.
I mean, I'm sure Coco's worn undergarments are wrapped tighter than his bread.
I don't wear
Oh,
When
undergarments.
she sells them to her fans, I mean.
oh,
No, I don't wear underwear. I'm very
Okay,
strict, no underwear.
oh, American
true.
policy. So, oh, and when he sells this bread, he's not gonna ship it in a box. He's just gonna place a shipping label on the bread and ship the bread as.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee.
Wait, are you being
He's gonna
serious?
place a shipping label just directly on the bread and then take it to the
Oh my,
office. Yeah, I guarantee you that's exact because that's literally
oh my
what he does with
God.
the bread now.
Mm,
I don't know why he thinks bread is already packaged. Like I don't know who taught him that, but it's crazy.
mm. And yeah, I want to say we did miss Coco Friday, even though she was there at the beginning, but she
I
like popped out.
know. But good news, guys. I actually specifically got my days off Thursday and Friday, so I can actually be a part of the show forever.
Sweet.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we missed you. Well, you were there for
Oh,
the Liz half, right? You were.
I was,
Oh,
and then I was
we
like, I had a very big presentation the next day, so
I think you did miss like the funniest part of the show, which was when we read reviews for Encontro, the place in
oh,
San
I love when
Diego.
you guys read reviews.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should go back and listen because the reviews
I'm gonna do
were
that.
actually hilarious. They mentioned Liz in them, and it was you
And Big
gotta
Ed.
listen. You gotta listen. It's actually really good.
Yeah, we'll do more of that Friday because we have some funny places lined up, but let's not spoil the places.
Yeah, we're not gonna give you too much information just yet. But
Yeah.
so let's talk about floor plans. So Jessica brought one home first. Wait, before we get there, Jessica brought one to a hotel room with her
Mhm.
and their three kids. So five people, one hotel room. And the first thing that came to my mind was, so she's never heard of an Airbnb. Am I the only person who thought of that? Because I was like, why would you bring him to a hotel? Like, first of all, I thought hotel rooms, like they had a limit on how many people you could put in one room. I didn't know that you could rent like one room and have five people in there. Like I thought there were limits on that. I thought like
Mhm.
for each room, like there's a total of like three or four people maximum. Then you have to rent a second room. I thought that's how it went. Wait, Coco, you would know, right? You work at a hotel, right?
I do. What is your
How
question?
many people can be in one room? You book one room. How many people can you?
So
But
I
is
think
it
it
dependent on
really
the
I
children though?
think it depends. I think it depends. Like, let's say you book like a one bedroom suite. I think up to four people can stay there.
Oh, that
Because if they have like a pull out couch, like you can make for two people, and then you have that bedroom for another two, so that'd be four. So I honestly think it all depends.
because it was five of them in the room, and I was just like, this is a lot. And then, but that's a whole nother issue. Also, we get to their house, and all of the bedrooms seem to be in the basement, nothing
Hmm.
upstairs, and then none of the rooms had doors.
Hmm.
So how did this come about? Like I'm trying to understand how. And she was like, "Oh no, this is normal. This is how adulthood is when you have kids." And a lot of people on X were like, "No, I grew up. My parents had like four, five, six kids. They had a lock on their door, and they had as much privacy as they needed. They just locked our asses out." So I don't know what Jessica's parenting style is or whatever.
Hmm. Like that's a good question. Can I just shift a little? The one thing too I want to bring up is she had all those like cliche ass like cheesy signs that's like home good sells. Like her whole house was decorated with those. That was
Yeah,
kind of over the top.
yeah. Some people have those in their bathroom or in their kitchen. She had them everywhere.
Hmm.
And
Like literally every 2 inches. Yeah.
yeah, they were everywhere, which, to each their own. I know Home Goods in Wyoming is completely empty thanks to her. Don't even
Yeah.
bother going there. There's nothing on the shelf. She bought the whole place. So don't even
True, but
bother.
yes. But as far as the no doors, yeah, that's a weird situation. I don't
Well,
know why it's
it's
like that.
weird only because she thinks it's normal. Because,
Hmm.
even when I was growing up, my mom had her own room and it had a lock on the door, and we didn't really go in unless we were allowed. Like, she's just like, oh, yeah, well, we have kids. So we can't have doors. They just have
What? I know, yeah, I know. I
like
was like, honey, are we doing I think she's one of those gentle parenting types.
well, remember back in the day on Love in Paradise, one said that she needed to discipline her kids more and she flipped out on them because I think she's a mental health counselor, right? So, and I think it's for us,
Of course she is.
right, for a school district. So obviously she's anti spanking of children because if you work for the school district, that's
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying spank your kids, but like, I mean, not to have doors because they're gonna go like, hello,
well,
no is a complete sentence.
if your kids are so bad that you can't have doors because you can't trust them to be in their room, there might be a little discipline needed, right? Like you have to be able to trust your kid.
Mhm.
Like if you have to go to the bathroom or you have to go cook dinner, you should be able to trust that your kids won't kill each other in the process. Right. And if you can't
Yeah.
trust them, you might need to discipline them a little bit. And I know it's 2025. Parents are going to be like, oh, you need to shut the hell up. Nobody needs to be disciplining their kids. But I think discipline doesn't mean spanking. Discipline, there's lots of different ways. Like you can take away devices, video games. There's things you just have to make sure that your kids know what their boundaries are. And I think that having to take away the doors because they don't know what their boundaries are, I think there's going to be a lot of issues in the future. Especially these are boys. What if they're teenage boys? Do you really want teenage boys in your house with no door? You know, come on now,
No.
like you really need to teach them boundaries and teach them how to carry themselves. So yeah, I think that Juan and Jessica are they're gonna clash a lot on her parents
Mhm.
style because I think Juan
Yeah.
was raised differently because he said on Love in Paradise he was like, if I acted like this my parents would beat me. And
Mhm.
Yes, I remember.
she was like, I would never touch my children. That's insane. Your parents should never done. So I think they're gonna have a lot of issues, with the kids.
Yeah, culturally.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like Jessica's her name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she's one of those like as far as discipline, like a hands-off, zero discipline mom.
Well, a lot of people have been saying on the show they're like she just lets her kids do whatever they want. Like, oh, sorry, so
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
instance, tonight they were like jumping up and down on the bed and wrestling or whatever, and they're like she didn't say anything, and it's like
Mhm.
I mean they didn't break anything in the room, but like I'm gonna say like for real, when I was younger we traveled a lot and my mom didn't allow us to jump up and down on hotel room beds or open the mini bar fridge, or we couldn't just roam around and do whatever we wanted. There were boundaries.
Mhm.
So, and a lot of people are like, she doesn't ever say anything. It's just whatever they do, it's what they do. And she just says, oh, they're kids.
Yeah. And then so Wyoming, they're in Wyoming, right? Like so is it known it's known for its cold?
Oh, yeah, cold. It's very, very cold. I think one time last year they said
And they have
it was
horses.
like negative 60.
So I feel bad for Juan if he's stuck in the basement.
Well, that's another question. Why were all of the bedrooms in the basement? Because I lived up north, right? I
Mhm.
lived up north before I had basements. And I did have a house where we had 3 bedrooms on the third floor and 2 bedrooms in the basement, and then no bedrooms on the main floor. But I've never seen it where all of the bedrooms and bathrooms are on the bottom basement floor. That's a weird layout for me. Like I've never seen anything like that
Mhm.
because you won't want to
Mhm.
be sleeping in the basement in a negative 60-degree weather because the basement holds all the cold. You can't heat a basement. No matter
Mhm.
what you do, your basement is going to be cold. No matter what system you have, it doesn't matter. You can
Mhm.
never bring it up to temp. So yeah, I'm just confused at the whole living situation and how that house is laid out. I want to see a floor plan. Like I want to see the blueprints because I'm really confused by that.
Yeah, we're both friends with Jessica, so we may have to ask her. I don't think that's like a huge like. I don't think that's a big like spoiler. I feel like we could get more information on the house.
Well, yeah, I wanna know if it's by choice, like if there was bedrooms upstairs and she converted it to maybe a bigger living room or a office. There has to be an explanation for that, right? Because I've lived in several houses up north and I've never had it where there was absolutely no bedrooms on the top floor. They were all in the basement. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I'm curious what the fuck is upstairs.
Well, right, exactly, because they walked in, and we see all these signs everywhere, and then she's like, "Okay, let's go to the bedroom." They
Mhm.
go downstairs. The bathroom is down there. The bedrooms. I'm like, "Well, what the hell was up there?" Like, well, is only a
Yeah.
kitchen on the first floor? Like, what kind of layout is this?
I'm not saying this is the case. This is just popping in my head. Like the only thing I could think of as far as like what it reminds me of is when there's like two households in the one house, like and you're renting it. So like the main people are upstairs, but then you're renting it in their house, so then you're in the basement or something.
Oh well, yeah, I've seen those. And then you share the kitchen. Is usually
Yeah.
what happens. It only has one kitchen, so it's the kitchen is a shared space, and then like their bedrooms are up, your bedrooms are down. I mean,
Mm,
it could be. I don't know her like that. I don't know if that's her like full place or if she lives
yeah.
with her parents and then they converted the basement. Like I don't know what her story is. I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah,
It was
but usually the person in the basement, that's not like a first option. That's like a
well,
second.
no.
Yeah.
When you live up north and it's that cold, like I told you, you're gonna freeze every night because you could
Mm.
have a heater directly above your face. It's you're never gonna get your basement to a warm temperature. I've trust me, I've tried. It's not possible.
True. Are any other couples we want to talk about? I feel like we talked about everyone, right?
Well, Sarper and Shekinah,
Oh.
but I don't really focus on their BS. I honestly, I can't even get into their storyline. I don't know why. Like, you know
Hmm.
how I hated Tiger Lily and Adnan, but I still entertained them. I can't even really entertain Sarper and Shekinah. I just get so irritated watching them that it just like makes me upset.
Well, I'm kind of bored at the fact that they're like it's still like the early stages where they're still in Turkey, and in like real life he's in LA. So I'm kind of bored at the fact that it's like it feels very outdated. It's like, all right, just go ahead, show me him in LA. You know what I mean? I want to see like the presentation.
Well, yeah, and then him pretending like, "Oh, well, I wanted to stay in Turkey and I never wanted to leave." And it's like, you wanted to live in the U.S. more than people who live in the U.S. Don't tell that lie. Like,
Mm.
Yes,
this was.
100%.
Don't even bother. I don't buy that crap. You wanted to live.
Yeah.
Trump likes being an American. Like you wanted to. He was like Michael with Michael and Angela. He had the Trump hat, the Make America Great Again. Like Sarper
Mm.
was an American before he was an American. So don't try to tell me that you didn't want to be an American. That's bullshit.
Yeah, isn't he doing like some kind of like fitness courses or some bullshit?
Yeah, he's trying to teach these fitness classes or boot camps
Hmm.
ever, and I don't know. Not
Yeah.
that we don't have enough personal trainers doing the same thing at every gym in LA. But yeah, I don't know if there's actual fans purchasing these packages. I mean, the 90-day fandom is that we learned that they have deep pockets. So
Hmm.
when you put out something, apparently people are buying it. So they could be going to these classes and learn
Yeah.
how to look like Sarper, which I didn't think was a goal, but okay. Like they're trying to want to look like him. I mean, he looks weird to me,
Hmm.
and I don't think that they hype up his fitness. Like let's say if we were gonna compare fitness, I would say Sean from Sean and Joanne is in better shape than Sarper.
Hmm.
Right? Right? I feel like Sarper is in shape, but Sean would be better to be teaching classes because he looks like he's in better shape than him. But that's just my opinion.
True. Oh, by the way, George, I saw a photo of you. I saw you. I think you were rocking some bling bling or something. I don't know what that was.
Photo? Wait, where'd you see the photo?
No, I saw you. I was saying I saw you with your necklace. It looked pretty nice.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I like those. They're the necklace, but it's like a credit card necklace. Yeah, I bought them.
Yeah.
I love those. I'm obsessed. One of the
Sure.
rappers out made them, and I had to get one. So
Yeah. George is rocking some gangster ass drip.
I try.
I love it. You better be wearing that shit to Vegas.
Oh, I will. I bought a
Yay.
Las Vegas outfit. I'm not gonna tell you what it looks like. So you'll just have when I see you, you'll see it. But yeah,
Okay.
it's completely
Awesome.
ridiculous though. You'll get it when you see it though.
Yeah,
Love it.
if you guys take a photo together and then post it on Instagram, like
We will.
do one of those collaboration pictures or something.
Oh yeah, yeah, we'll
Okay.
collab it. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, and tag me too.
Yeah.
No.
Next time we'll all have to be in Vegas, all three of us.
Yes.
Mhm.
Can I tag a certain person who's blocked me, but thou should not say her name?
Well,
uh,
you
you
can't
mean uh
can't
you mean
tag
your favorite personal assistant?
Uh-huh, yeah.
you can't tag a person that blocked you, but that
I'll,
Mhm.
I'll tag her from my secret account.
that person has been so obsessed with all three of us. I feel like we might.
Oh my God.
Should
Who blocks
or
me? I'm such an angel.
should we go to the courthouse and get a restraining order? Because I'm a little worried. Because I am like, for real, like she's so obsessed with me. I'm a little worried. I made sure that
George.
I made sure that all of my outdoor cameras were working just in case. And my strap is loaded because I was like, I'm a
Okay.
little worried. Like, you're really obsessed.
I am little worried. I am a little worried for you, George. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, all up on it. Like, get off of me. I'm not even in the mood. Get off of me. You're like, for real, get off of me at this point.
True. Yeah. Like anything we would do, there was like a reaction to it.
Well, yeah,
Uh-oh.
I felt, but it's like you block me, but then if I post something, you react to it within 5 seconds. It's like you want to talk to me or not because you blocked me, but then you're also riding me so hard, like get a rash. Like, gee,
I think she's
right?
listening.
I know
Probably.
she's literally listening right now, making a post we're saying right fucking now. That's how psycho this person is. Like, guys, I might for real get a restraining order. I might for real. I'm not even kidding.
I would not blame you, George, if you got a restraining order. I'm just saying.
Did you enjoy my did you enjoy my Danielle meme?
I did.
I did.
I did. I did. And I didn't know
Meatball Danielle is official now.
I didn't know that she was a hater of you. I knew she was a hater of me, but I didn't know she was a hater of you. And
Is it me or she looked like she got a little more wrinkles around the face?
Around the titties? No,
well, did you see my I called her the president of
No, I didn't
Oh,
actually.
well, okay, so
I was on my post and then I pinned it, I think.
So, Coco, I said, I know the president of the Saggy Titty Committee isn't talking about other people's content.
Trouble.
And not the vice president, she's the president of the Saggy Titty Committee because they're so far down. They mop the floor as she walks.
She doesn't
Are
need
they
one
like
of
the
your...
cow's tits where they just like droop?
They're so they
Yeah.
But yeah, so this has been an eventful weekend because apparently
It has.
we have made so many people upset, and I don't know why because we literally mind our own business. And
Can I just say something about it, like real quick? Like, for me, I think it was kind of a pride thing, where this person, you know, didn't want to admit that we were right because, for months they were just saying how wrong we are, like bullshit. And then obviously we were right, as always. And I think it was like, instead of like admitting that, hey, I was wrong, I'm just gonna start shitting on them more and more. That's just my feeling.
I think you might be right. I think that well, the funny part is this person would message me, and let me just make this very clear. I've never messaged them and never had an interest to, but they would message me and then for like hours and like tell me their life story and tell me how this person that they used to talk to doesn't love them anymore and like pour everything out. And then they make a post about me, and then what they said about me was, I hate women. They were like, he says nasty things about women and he's a women hater. And I was, why were you in DMs telling me all of your problems and telling me how your best friend that you doesn't want to talk to anymore because they can't stand the human being that you become? And it's like, but why were you in my DMs if I hate women and I'm anti-women and all I do is talk horrible and say horrible things about women? Why did you message me first to tell me your problems? And I was nice enough to listen. I could have just ignored you. I actually listened. So it's like I can't stand when people decide to wake up one day and dislike me for absolutely no reason. Like, if I did something to you, I respect you for hating me because I did something to you. But I've never done anything but be kind.
And I still don't understand their whole reasoning with me either. They said I badmouthed them to a little blogger, and I still don't know who the little blogger is, and I still don't know what I said. So all of it seems like bullshit to me.
It's all fake. It's all fake.
Yeah.
I told you that I spoke to the person that used to be their best friend, and they want to remain 100% anonymous. But they just said that this is what happened with their friendship. They were completely fine. They talked every day, and then one day she just woke up and blocked them and said that they were a
Mm-hmm.
horrible human being. So this is a pattern of behavior. And to be real, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going to be real for one hot second. I think that you need some help, and I think that if you were to get that help, I would accept your apology, because I feel like when people are suffering mentally, they do things like this. And if you were to get some help and figure out what's going on with you and why you're projecting your anger and hate onto people that have done nothing but be kind to you, I would accept your apology, because I don't hold grudges against people that are suffering mentally. I know mental health is a real thing. So if you were to get your help and figure out why you did this and you want to apologize, I would let this all go.
True, yeah. Like none of us were
Yeah.
really like heated. I mean, but it did.
No,
It
I
was a
mean, it's
it
just
was
it's stupid.
it was a ridiculous weekend. When it's funny how like the people that want to call me a bully are all bullying me.
Well,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
they're bullying you post after post after post, bullying you, posting pictures of you and altering the pictures, like, and then using the word bully while they're in the process of doing that.
Mm,
Why,
yeah.
like, we're all adults. Why are we acting like it's like eighth
Mm.
grade and we're upset with someone because they did something? Like, we're adults, and like,
And then it's funny too. We're talking about a different one of our haters, but another different hater of ours basically called like Jasmine a whore on her post about Jasmine's pregnancy. And it's like even me, who I like, I'm known for giving. People say I hate Jasmine or I gave Jasmine shit. I still haven't posted a post of her when I straight up call her like a whore. Like if I'm gonna like talk shit about her, I'm gonna be a little more creative than that. So like even the people that call me a bully are busy calling Jasmine a whore.
oh yeah, well, it's pot. It's hypocrite. It's all hypocrite.
Hmm.
And like I said, I don't understand why this is. Like, I was out all day. I was with friends. I was minding my own business, and I kid you not, I was getting off of the Harry Potter ride actually, and I opened my phone and someone texts me that there's people posting about how I'm such a horrible person. I'm thinking like, what's weird is I'm not thinking about any of these people, and they're sitting on a Saturday thinking about me, and that's what's sad. Because it's like, you
Hmm.
can make up anything you want, but it's like you're sitting at home on a Saturday making up narratives about people that aren't even
Hmm.
thinking of
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Like I was getting annoyed because like my part of my Saturday ritual is like re-listening back to our Friday night show, which is like a hilarious show to listen back to. So like, and it's actually very relaxing and comforting. And like, so my Saturdays I like to play back our show from Friday, and just listen to the playback and laugh my ass off. And it's a very like relaxing experience. So like, I'm trying to like. That's why it took me forever to finish the show on Saturday. I was trying to listen to our show and enjoy myself, and then I'm getting like attacked left and right. So it was kind of ridiculous. Yeah.
Why can't we all just get along? Like, there's enough room. I got a lot of messages from a lot of 90 day bloggers sites yesterday and today, and they were like, I don't understand why people are so angry, mean, and hateful, because they're like, we all can support each other. And and I said this the other day, we teamed up, and we enjoy working together. And it's like, a lot of the bloggers, they're against that. They want to be their own entity. They want to have everyone as a competition, and or whatever. And I don't judge
Hmm.
people for how they want to move and how they want to do things, but why can't we just respect each other? Because I don't go out and talk crap about other bloggers or disrespect other bloggers. Anytime that you hear me talking negative about someone, they started it. I
Hmm.
don't start problems with people. I'm like the most peaceful person you'll ever know, up until you come after me, and then we're going to start. But like, once you see me starting, if someone tells you that I'm a bully or I'm being mean, ask them what they
Hmm.
did to me first, because I didn't do anything to them first. They started it, and I'm gonna have to finish it, because I was raised in the ghetto. I'm from the hood. I was taught, don't start problems with people, but if you have to finish, you have to finish it. So that's how I had to move in that space. But I really wish that we could all respect each other, get along, and there's enough
Hmm.
room for everybody for what we're doing. There's enough drama and mess and creativity and expression in this space for everyone. And I wish people would grow up and learn how to just, you know, do what makes you happy, and if it doesn't make you happy, don't do it. Because we do this because it makes us happy, and we're not looking to start problems with anybody else. We're kind of in our own little universe, right? Like other bloggers exist, but they're not bothersome of us, and I didn't think we were bothersome of them, and we just want to do what we do because it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then did you like my shout out to reality TV FOMO?
Yes, I love that page, by the way. She's the
Yeah,
Canadian
and
queen, guys. I love that page.
yeah, no, she's very nice. She's I don't know if you recall, but she was on our like Twitter space before in the past, one
She
time.
was.
Yeah,
I
so
don't recall.
I do recall because I remember like I was actually at my parents' house for that episode, so I remember like talking to her there because I was out, I wasn't in my normal scenery, so I could recall it better. But yeah, she's been on it before, so yeah.
Oh. Oh yeah, I like her. See, that's a good example. There's that page, there's the 90s Sips reality. There's people that are very, very supportive, and
Mhm.
they support you, we support each other. We're just
Mhm.
positive space. That's such a good example of how I wish things could be.
Yeah. No,
Right?
yeah, yeah, it was the whole thing is silly because again, the first person we talked about earlier, we used to mention them on our podcast like regularly, and
Yeah.
we credited them for a lot as far as like what the like something happened recently, but like
The guy, she put us on the map.
yeah, that part was a little bullshit though.
Well, yeah, how can she put us on the map when we were the ones shouting her out
Yeah.
and giving her props?
I'm
But
sorry. I laughed at
it's
that when I saw that.
the
Mhm.
delusion, right? It's just
The Lululand.
but
Yeah.
it is what it is. We're gonna keep going. We're not gonna let any negativity get in the way. And I think what bothers people the most is that our friendships are strong, and that's not gonna change whether you like us or not.
Mhm.
It is what it is. If you have issues with other bloggers, that's your problem. We don't. Like we don't. We're gonna keep doing what we do because we enjoy it, and we're not gonna cause any issues. And like I said, we for the most part support all of the bloggers, right? We don't have anything negative to say until you start saying something negative about us.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm sure Danielle learned her lesson not to fuck with me anymore.
Well, like I said, I didn't know that she had an issue because she's hated me for a long time, but
Mhm.
I didn't know that. And again, I don't want her to hate you because she hates me, because I feel like sometimes the bloggers will hate you by association. Like they're like, oh, well, you're cool with this person, so I can't like you or whatever. I hate that too. So I hope it didn't have anything to do with me, because I don't want you to get, blocked by.
Mhm. I mean, it's funny because like all the fans hate Danielle, so it's not like I was going at. It's not like a fan favorite disliked me. A person that all the fans hates me. So like,
Oh no,
it worked out very well.
I don't know one or two people that are big Danielle supporters. Like if you're not in good company if you're hanging around her. And the
Yeah.
person that started all this crap, if you look at the people that she's close with out of the cast members, there are none.
Hmm.
Because she only spews out hate. She says the nastiest, horriblest things about the cast members. So, you know, if you think we're bullies, take a look at your posts and reevaluate, what you're doing. You catch way more bees with honey than you do with vinegar.
Hmm. True. I'm sure we'll have more thoughts on the subject Friday.
Yeah, I'm sure once this goes live, this person will have a million other things to say about whatever they want to say about us. But we'll
Yeah.
see what Jasmine is up to. Jasmine has been keeping us busy, so we'll see what she does this week, and then we'll report back to you on Friday.
Yeah. So tomorrow. Oh, did you? I didn't watch it, but did you watch like the Baldwins?
No, not
Oh
yet.
God, no! I don't have the fucking energy.
I didn't watch it yet. I'm gonna try,
That's the
but
sound effects.
probably not tonight. I have to be up really early
Yeah,
tomorrow. But
Mhm.
same.
I'm gonna stream it at least. That way I don't have to watch commercials. So yeah, I'm gonna see episode 1 and see. But I watched the preview tonight and I laughed really hard because I heard Hilaria talking and she sounded, she didn't have any accent or whatever. And I remember this conversation we had
Mhm.
about that, and it was just hilarious because she had the whitest voice ever. And I just remember the video that you showed me of her pretending to
Mhm.
not even speak English. So I
Mhm.
laughed like hysterically because I was like, "This is so funny."
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, like TLC, you know how like TLC will post like a like when the show goes live like at 8 or 10 p.m. whatever it is, and then they'll do like a tweet about it, like the show, like the tweet to remind you to watch basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I could try to pull it up, but like TLC official account, like they posted like Baldwin's like, and then so when I checked it earlier, it probably had like 8 likes or something.
Oh,
So
I mean,
yeah.
they're not well liked right now. And I
Hmm.
saw a preview for this show like over almost a year ago. I want
Same.
Yeah, it was like April of last year. It was they showed a preview for it right when Love in Paradise premiered the last time. So I thought it was gonna be coming on last year and then something happened and they delayed it a whole year because I think that Rustic trial was going on. So this has been a long awaited. I know that this has been filmed for a really long time because they had the preview and promo going last year.
Hmm.
Yeah, but the whole thing with the rust and the
Yeah.
court and all that shit, it
Yeah.
delayed it,
They
I'm
It
sure.
wasn't well received last year either. If I remember correctly, I heard a lot of
Got it.
people say they didn't want to watch it. So waiting a year didn't really help, I don't think.
Yeah. And then now, although not that I'm into it, but a lot of the media landscape these days is all like right wing and shit. And so all the MAGA people probably hate Alec Baldwin.
Probably, yeah. And I think the goal is to show a softer side of him, to show like his family side, and this is gonna get him, back in good graces. I don't know if that's gonna work or not. But
Mhm.
some people say when you humanize someone, you see that they're a dad, a husband, and you see what their real life looks like. Sometimes people feel a little differently. So I think that's what the goal is. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do it in 8 or 10 episodes of a show. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch at some point. Maybe I'll watch like 5 minutes of it and see if I get bored or not.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna put on the first episode, and if I can get through it, then I might continue. Otherwise, I'll just watch The White Lotus.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Which is owned by the same company, so I don't think they give a fuck.
yeah, they don't care either way. As long as I watch one, they still win, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
True. All right. Well, I think that's a good tight show.
It is.
well, that was it. Episode 2. We still got a bunch of people we haven't met yet, though. So
I know.
that's
I'm excited to see the rest.
Who's one person we haven't met?
I don't know. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure at least one more.
It just feels like a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's
Mhm.
at least one more couple. I can't think of it
Mhm.
like off the top of my head, but I don't remember seeing everyone yet.
Mhm. True. All right. Well, I think we should end it at that point.
All right, guys.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good
Thanks
night.
for listening, everyone. And this will be on Apple and Spotify tomorrow. Thank you for listening to 90 Day Fiancé Fridays on a Sunday/Monday.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.